Everybody looks so nice today. No jeans, no gym shoes, right? Almost? Well, we got a few. That's all right. Long as the majority is all right. So let's grab a seat, please. We're going to get going. I'm Samaj Morgan. I'm the president of our West Bloomfield Booster Club. It's an honor to be here, to be a part of this festive event. We're so proud of these young men. Let's give them a round of applause. You know, thanks to Coach Grice, who's our head coach. Let's give Coach Grice a hand. The Booster Club helped put this event on. They've been working hard. Our chairperson, Ms. Rayna, raise your hand back there, Ms. Rayna. Let's give her a round of applause. I know she's been working hard. She got a couple subcommittees on top of subcommittees on top of subcommittees. So we want to just thank Ms. Rayna for jumping in and saying that she's going to handle this event. And it's a beautiful place to have it. So thank you again, Ms. Rayna. So welcome to our 2022 football banquet. You know, all our levels, freshman, JV, and varsity. Welcome to this event. Let's have some fun today. We're going to give out a few awards. But at the end of the day, all y'all guys are winners in my mind, in my heart, because I love all you guys. A lot of y'all have coached y'all. I love being around y'all. A lot of the parents, I've been around y'all from some of y'all Little League. So I love being around everybody and just being around the kids and just trying to pour into their life. So thanks for coming. And with that being said, I am the MC. Coach Grice called me the other day, said, hey, you going to be the MC? I said, uh-oh, you about to give me a mic, man? I'm like Coach Prime in this boy. I got my luggage with me in this Louis. So that's why you always got to just stay ready so you don't have to get ready. I didn't know Coach Grice was going to have me come up here, but at the end of the day, it's an honor. Thanks, Coach Grice. You're doing a wonderful job. So without anything further ado to say, we're going to introduce Coach Grice. Come on up, Coach Grice. Oh, yeah, and it's my frat brother. Yo.
It's funny, I was just about to tell you guys that he's a member of my fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi. But first of all, I'd like to thank you guys for coming out to our 2022 West Bloomfield High School football banquet. It's a privilege to be out here with you guys. It's a privilege to coach these young men, and it's a privilege to have you parents supporting us. And I'd like to thank every one of you guys for coming out and supporting this program. I'd also like to thank my coaching staff, the administration, Amy, those people who support the program intimately. And most importantly, this banquet is all about the players, all right? They put in the hard work. They came out here and do the things we need to do, and I'm proud of these guys, and I love each and one of you guys, and I appreciate the support you gave us, and by working hard and getting out there and making things happen. But again, we're going to start this banquet with a guest speaker. This guy here that I'm going to introduce you to is very dynamic. He spoke for us this year to our football program. I saw this man last year, and I just saw him on a video. I didn't know him at the time. I saw him doing motivational speaking. I saw him talking to crowds, and I saw him talking to colleges. This young man went out and spoke to Alabama, spoke in front of Nick Saban, and these guys out here really appreciate him. We really appreciate him. And the power of motivational speaking, the power of influencing people, this man has it. This man is dynamic. He's going to come out here. I'm telling you, when he came out and spoke to our team, he had us so fired up, we were just jumping for joy. And I'd like to bring up Mr. Jonathan Edison. Come on up here, big fella.
Let me begin by saying good afternoon to you. I'm sorry, good evening. Let me try it again. Good evening. Good evening. Come on, talk back to me. Good evening. Good evening. Number one, it is nice to see you. All right, so come on, help me out. It is nice to see you. Let's try it again. It's nice to see you. Here's the second part. Man, you guys are looking good. Jeez. Okay. So I saw in the program where dinner comes immediately after me. If you look in the program, it says me and then dinner. What happened? Who said what? All right, so you be quiet. It's a one-man show. And generally when I go out and speak all around the planet, they give me between an hour and 3 hours when I go out and share my message. As a matter of fact, when Coach Grice called me and asked me to do this, where was I at, Coach? San Juan, Puerto Rico, and he called me. And he said, hey, man, we need you, gave me the date. I said, Coach, I'm there. I need 3 hours to do what? Or for this special occasion, if you would allot me 10 minutes, that would be amazing, because that's all okay, yeah, that's good right there. That's a clap. All right. 10 minutes. Somebody said 5 minutes. Hurry up, I'm hungry. All right. So there's a word that comes to mind to me, and the definition is this: the quality of being thankful and the readiness, or having the readiness to show my appreciation. The quality of being thankful and having the readiness to show my appreciation. One of the things that you will discover is that we live in a fast-paced society, am I correct? Where we are always on the go. Now, let me pause here. I'm not talking to children, I'm talking to adults. Are you always on the go? Are you always giving 200% for your kids? Are you always going above and beyond? I can't hear you. Are you always swiping your credit card? Can I get one amen? And what happens, pay attention, gentlemen, what happens in a fast-paced society is that we forget the actual word that creates the definitions that I just shared with you, and that is gratitude. We go so much, we go so fast, we do so many things that we forget gratitude and how to show it and when to show it and where to show it. As a matter of fact, if you don't know, unlike Coach Prime, these coaches don't get paid. Most of them are using their own dollars to help fund what they're doing. I think there's a stipend for the head coach, and there's nothing else for the assistants. But yet, they're out there every day, 3 to 4 months, every day, winter, spring, summer, heat, rain, sleet, doesn't matter, they're out there. Let me share something with you. I could not coach a high school football team. You know why? Because if you call me complaining about something, pow! It'll be over for you. Quick question. Parents, how many of you have had a complaint in the last 2, 3, 4 years? Put your hand up. Oh, nobody out here. Okay, fine. All right, fine. Thank you, sir. So when that gratitude is not shared, now I'm talking to students, players, look across the room. You have parents that go above and beyond for you. Spouses look at each other. You have people that go above and beyond, taking you to practice, taking you to training, driving over here, flying over here, doing all of this, doing all this stuff. Gratitude gets left out of the dynamic. So for a moment, in my first 5 minutes, I want players to go find your mother, go find your father, throw your arms around them. Tell them these 3 things. Mama, Daddy, I love you. Mama, this is number 2. Mama, Daddy, thank you. And Mama, Daddy, I'm going to do my best. I promise you. Go do that right now. Go do it right now. What are you waiting for? Go do it right now. I said, hurry up. On the hop. Let's go. Go find your mama and your daddy. Mama, get up. Daddy, get up. Stand up. Stand up. Tell them you love them. Tell them thank you. And tell them you're going to live your absolute best. I didn't see you say you love them. Tell them thank you. Tell them you love them. No, open your mouth, Samaj. Tell them you love them. Tell them thank you. And I plan to do my absolute best. If you are near a coach, now I want you to find a coach. Tell them you love them. Coaches, please stand up. Coaches, please stand up. Coaches at this table, please stand up. Players, I want you to find a coach. Tell them you love them. Tell them thank you. And I plan to do my absolute best. Go find a coach. Tell them you love them. Tell them thank you. And I plan to do my absolute best. Tell them you love them. Tell them thank you. And I plan to do my absolute best. Hey, I need you to stand up, gentlemen. Dad, I want you to stand up. Tell them you love them. Tell them thank you. And I plan to do my absolute best. Gratitude. The most important thing on the planet when it comes to football. Tell them you love them. Tell them thank you. In my last 2 minutes, let me say this. I want to bring my wife up. Come up here. Just don't do that. Just hurry up. Let me help you. Come on. No shoes. Yeah, I told you to wear. We are, this is my wife, Karen. We are new to West Bloomfield. We have migrated from Cass 10. Take it easy. Okay. But in my first week of being here new to West Bloomfield, Coach Samaj, where's our number one DB coach on the planet? Where'd he go? Number one DB coach on the planet? Coach K-Sala, your head coach, Coach Morgan's wife, and a lot of other West Bloomfield family welcomed us here in our first week. And I want to tell you, thank you. And I love you. And I bet we're going to do our best. How do I know they showed us love when we first got here? First week, I walked up to the field in a suit, and the players were like, oh, look at that preacher. Preacher. No, you don't be like that. They didn't think I heard it. And then, I'm sorry, I missed one person, my good friends, the Allos family. Thank you. We traveled with the Allos family, Coach Morgan, number 2, traveling, Coach, last 6 months from Sound Mind, Sound Body. And I have to tell you, after traveling and seeing all the things around the planet, West Bloomfield football program and the West Bloomfield community is one of the best communities and football programs on the planet. You should be applauded for that. Thank you, honey. I got 60 seconds left. Let me help you. I got 60 seconds. Quick. Players, as you get ready for the future, I don't know what that future holds for you. My only quest for you is to do this one thing, and this one thing only. I have a lot, but I don't have that much time. One of the most powerful things that you can do in your journey of being the best that you can possibly be is to ask for help. Someone repeat after me. Ask for help. Ask for help. Not because I'm weak. Not because I'm weak. But because I want to remain strong. Thank you. I said, okay. I appreciate it. Let me try that again. Let me tell you why that's important. Everybody in this room has talent. Am I correct? Yes, sir. Everybody in this room has skill. Am I correct? Yes, sir. Everybody in this room can get it popping. Am I correct? Yes, sir. But you don't know everything. Am I correct? Now, understand this. If you have talent, great skill, and you know how to get it popping, the secret ingredient to going to the next level is asking for help. I'm telling you what I know. When you ask for help, it puts you on the next level. Does that make sense? So let's try it again. I'll end with this. Ask for help. Ask for help. Try it again. Ask for help. Ask for help. Not because I'm weak. Not because I'm weak. Because I want to get it popping. Stand to your feet. Get up. Hurry up. Let's try it again. Ask for help. Ask for help. I can't hear you, West Bloomfield. Ask for help. Ask for help. Not because I'm weak. Not because I'm weak. Because I'm ready to get it popping. Last time. Ask for help. Ask for help. Not because I'm weak. Not because I'm weak. Can I see your hand, bro? But because I want to get it popping. Have a seat. Parents, stand to your feet. This is my last statement. Stand to your feet. Hurry up. Oh man, I don't want to get up. I don't care. I got the mic. Here's what I need you to repeat. I'm ready to do whatever it takes to get my son to the next level. Let me try that again. I'm ready. Point that, I'm ready to do whatever it takes to get my son, point to yourself, to get my son to the next level. Now, you might ask the question, Jonathan, well, what does that mean? I'll tell you what that means. Watch this. Ask for help. Not because I'm weak, but because I'm ready to get it popping. See, adults have to ask for help too. Hello? So let's try it one more time. I'm ready to do whatever it takes. Point over there. To get my son, get my grandson to the next level. That means I have to ask for help so I can get it popping. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jonathan Edison. I am done. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the night.
All right, let's give Mr. Edison two claps. Two claps. Had the honor and privilege to being around him for the last year, just about a year. And I don't need a lot of motivation, but he give me a whole lot of motivation. So make sure you align yourself around people that's going to bring out the best in you. So thanks, Mr. Edison, because we've been on a lot of road trips, and without him, they've been kind of hard. So thanks, keep up the good work. We are blessed to have that family in our program. I'm just telling y'all that now. They are wonderful people. Wonderful people. They will bend over backwards. They will do everything they need to do to make sure that this program is successful. So if you don't know them, before you leave, please go shake their hand. Say thank you for being around. Thank you for coming over, because they are wonderful people.
You know, one of the keys to our success over the years at West Bloomfield is the stability of our coaching staff. I think we have some of the best coaches in the state of Michigan. They do a tremendous job working with your son, tremendous job coaching and develop the players. And I think I'd like to welcome these guys to come up here and start with the varsity, and then we have the freshmen and JV as well. Varsity coaches, could you please stand up? Okay, over here. Okay. We got Zach Hilbers. Raise your hand, Zach. He's our quarterback coach and assistant head coach. We got John Garrett. Raise your hand, offensive line coach. All right. We got Kason Dickerson, our D-back coach. Where you at, coach? All right. He's also our special teams coach as well. We got Kevin Jakeway, who coaches our linebackers. We had Brandon Smith. Unfortunately, he's not here. He coaches our wide receivers. We got Justin Ivy. Where you at, Justin? Coach Ivy. Oh, he must have stepped out. He coached our D-line. We got Ken Rise as our offensive coordinator. Raise your hand. And we also have Nick O'Shea, who's our kicking coach. All right? These are our varsity coaches, and I'll give them a hand, guys. Let me make one correction that our speaker earlier said, that our assistant coaches don't get stipends. They do get stipends, but it's not much, but they do get stipends. But these guys work tirelessly working with your kids. They do a good job. And I'm so proud of these guys working out every single day. They come out, they don't ask for much. They come out busting their tail, coaching your son. And I'm proud of these guys, and I'm looking forward to coaching with these guys in the future. All right? Who? Oh, Coach Cam. Coach Cam, stand up, Coach. Only 2 years in a row. Keith Cameron, he's our safety coach. All right? Next group of coaches, we're going to bring up the freshman coach. Earl, come on up here right quick. Where Earl Shakespeare? Coach Earl. Last year, we replaced our freshman coaches. And I've been knowing this guy for over, 20 plus years. We used to coach together at the youth team in Detroit called the Vikings. He was my president of the organization. I was the A-team head coach. And he's like a brother, family member of mine. And when I asked him to come out and coach, I couldn't ask for a better person to come out and work with Ace Boys. This guy right here is dynamic. And the parents love him. The players love him. That tells you a lot about this man. And he's out here working his tail off to make sure that your son, especially the freshman class, come out and have a successful season. All right? Earl Shakespeare, give me a hand, baby.
Good evening. All right. Good evening. First of all, I want to thank West Bloomfield High School.
Having health insurance gives me one less thing to
That's a commercial announcement. Wanted to make sure we got that in. We got to pay for this some kind of way. All right, there we go. Y'all know the commercials pay for the program. So thank the high school, Coach Grice. Like he said, we've been good friends. He's more like a brother to me for over 25 years. I'm just happy that to be a part of this program and to be able to have some type of impact on some of these young men that you're going to see come up here real shortly. So I'm not going to be long, but so before I get to that, I would like the freshman coaching staff to come up. And as they come up, I'll introduce them. We got Coach Ron Jones. He's my assistant head coach. Hey, and just how they sound, that's how Coach Ron Jones sound every day in practice. All right. We got Coach King. Coach King had the offense. Coach JP had the defensive line. We got Coach Josh. Coach Josh ran the offensive line. And I know, oh, there he is, Coach Arm. Coach Arm was our DB, Mr. Let's Get It Right coach. And then I saved, this guy was like the end-all, win-all for our team. Whatever we needed, whatever shortage that we had, whatever areas that we were deficient in, Coach Brandon took care of it. Coach Brandon, y'all. So as we get ready to get into this, I'm gonna ask that all of the freshmen for the class of 2026 West Bloomfield football team, please stand. We're gonna ask that you come around over here on this side. Coach Grice wants you guys to line up on this side. So filtrate all the way around. This was a great group of guys, ladies and gentlemen. These guys gave us everything they had and some, plus some. They dealt with us getting on them and challenging them to be better. We wasn't just about coaching football, but and the parents know, right around the third or fourth week of the season, we did a grade check. And if they didn't have above a 3.0, they had to run for the whole practice session. And Coach JP was in charge of that workout. Hey, so get down there. They're just gonna walk. They're gonna walk past that. Okay. Just walk across. All right, let's go down there. Yeah. Yeah. See, coaches go down there. Yeah. All right, so when I call your name, because y'all ain't lined up in no specific order, so y'all gonna have to let each other come through, because I'm gonna call them through in alphabetical order. All right, the ones that I see. This young man played quarterback for us, dynamic young man. He played quarterback, running back, and linebacker. Mr. Ezekiel Zeke Davis. Next young man, he was our go-to guy in a lot of situations. He played linebacker, slot, some safeties, and just what you need me to do, coach. But I got two questions. Mr. Obi Durrell. All right, hold on one second. Yeah. All right. This next young man, he was another one of our utility guys. He played wide receiver, linebacker, defensive end, and quarterback if you needed him. Mr. Willie Edwards Jr. This next young man did such an excellent job at what he did that the varsity team toward the end of the season said, we need you to come up. Mr. Joe Evans, he played the center, long snapper. This next young man, always in practice, always had a question, but he was just like, Coach, I'm just here to get in. Mr. Josiah Forrest. Now, I don't want to screw this next young man's name up, so I'm going to just call him what we call him. But his real name is Kwaku Frimpong, and Mr. G is what we call him. He played defensive end and offensive tackle. Mr. G. Thank you, DJ. All right. This next young man, played tight end and defensive end, Mr. Kyle Geiser. Watch out, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be the next running back that's going to put West Bloomfield up there. Mr. Malcolm Gibson, running back, outside linebacker. We had a tall defensive line and an offensive line. Our offensive line was anchored on the right side by Mr. Isaiah Gray. Next young man played defensive tackle and also offensive tackle when needed. Mr. Davis Hurley. Next young man was our leader on the field until he broke his hand, and then he had to come back, and he said, "Coach, I'm ready again." Our QB for the 2026 freshman team, Draco Drake Jew. We call him Draco. This next young man had the most interceptions on the team. You throw it up, I'm going to get it. Our DB, Mr. Avion Midget. This next young man played wide receiver, and he also was our kicker, Mr. Omar Maitiro. This next young man played linebacker and some running back, Mr. Alex Oro. Next young man was our running back, slot back, and our substitute at the linebacker, Mr. Derwin Parks II. Now, if every coach got a kid that he loved the most and that he always picked on the most, but this kid was always in all of our hearts, and he just got to get in, and when he got in, he did his thing at wide receiver and some linebacker, Mr. Jaden Peoples. Every team has a big man, and our big man played on both sides of the ball at the offensive tackle, the guard, and the defensive tackle. We call him Tank. His parents call him Kamari Pittman. Don't he look cool? This next young man was our center. He snapped the ball for 80% of our games. Mr. I'm a snap it right coach, KP, Kyron Pryor. Now we had one D-back on one side that had the most interceptions because everybody was afraid to throw to the other side because they didn't want to get over there and mess with Mr. Khalik Robinson. Now, if we ever said that you had to have a team attitude and a team motivator and a team demeanor, we call him Rocco. His parents named him Shannon Rashawn. Shannon played wide receiver and safety for us. This next young man played wide receiver and some DB, Mr. Cameron Smith. And now this is funny. Even though his last name begins with a Z, this young man came to us and said, I'm gonna learn whatever I have to learn to get on the field. And when he got on the field, he made sure his presence was known at the defensive tackle and the offensive tackle spot. Mr. Zion Stewart. And we're gonna bring up the rear with the tallest man on the team and the biggest heart, Mr. Jalen, defensive end, don't come my side, Wells. So at this time, we have a couple of special awards. But before we get to the special award, let me say this, that this team represented this school with the utmost integrity and respect and sportsmanship on the field. I had so many times the referees come to me afterwards, said, Coach, they good. They real respectful. I said, okay. Because they know if they said something to the ref, they get called out of the game immediately. We had a zero tolerance coaching staff, and we demanded that out of these young men. And one of the things I think they learned, and I hope they remember it, to be early, to be on time, and to be late. There we go. We didn't waste no time. I want to bring up Coach King now. He's going to do the offensive awards. Coach Ron, you can come up and do the defense. Coach JP, Coach Josh. That way we can keep it going.
How you doing? I'm Coach King. I ran the offense for the freshman team. That's how I do. I'm going to do the offense award today, and with this award, this guy, he started off in the middle for us. We needed a big force. Without an offense, you need a line, and that's where it started off from our offensive MVP this year. It's Tank.
All right. So, my name is Coach Josh. Since Coach King took my offensive line, and so I'm gonna take his running back. Come on up, Malcolm. You got this, bro.
He's not here. Roger can't hear. No. You got the defensive line. Who's the defensive line? Sam not here. Where is it? Oh, Sam not here? Sam not here. Okay. But then you got Mr. Defense, which is Avery line. Okay. Yeah. Where is it?
Nah, just give him this trophy.
Okay. Yeah.
How's everybody doing? Okay, I want to introduce this next guy. I had the opportunity of working with this guy all year long. Really great athlete, very knowledgeable, sponge, wants to learn, did anything I asked to do whenever I asked to do it. I want to bring up Avion Midget.
Yeah, Coach JP, had the privilege of coaching D-line this year. Amazing team. They came out, gave effort. They listened to the coaches. They took the coaching well. Kyle Geyser was one of those guys that just did everything that we needed him to do. So congratulations, Kyle.
Squeeze, Kyle. You gotta squeeze. Squeeze, Kyle. Kyle, squeeze.
All right. So we had 2 awards that we wanted to give out for coaches awards. And I mean, this was just looking all around. And Brandon, I think you got on your phone the coaches award. All right. It was a unanimous decision when the coaches sat down. Brandon took all the names and put them in his phone. Now he can't pull his phone out. But the Coaches Award was somebody we thought that exemplified just throughout the season, listening, learning, not talking back, developing, trying to get better, trying to be that guy to get on the field. Coaches Award goes to Mr. Joe Evans. And we had 2 because the other Coaches Award we felt like was a young man that stepped up, overcame some adversity at the start of the season, and really proved to be a dominant player on this team. Mr. Obi Duro. Last but not least, will the real MVP please raise your hand? All y'all better put your hand up. There you go, Malcolm, only one, if I understand. We had 30 MVPs on our team. But we sat down and we said that we had to give a guy that played on both sides of the ball and didn't really have to play on both sides of the ball, just somebody that just constantly in the trenches, delivered. We needed a big play. We would call him Willie Big Play Beeman. That's our 2022 MVP, ladies and gentlemen. So, with that being said, I think we're well up under our time. I want to ask y'all to please stand and give Oakland County Fear the Roar for 2026. These boys gonna be bad. Let's clap it up for them, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
Next, I'd like to bring up our JV head coach, Kyle Lander. Come on up, Kyle.
All right, good evening. Good evening. He's on? Good evening. Yeah, there we go. It's the one on the left, Grace. This one works, that one doesn't. All right. Good evening, guys, and families for being here. First, before we get into awards and looking at the team and some of their accomplishments from this year, first I want to thank all the families. Guys, when Mr. Edison was up here talking about your parents, I think that's the number one thing that doesn't get appreciated enough is waking up in the summer, driving you here, getting you to different 7-on-7s, going to all those camps. That's one thing that your parents do out of love for you. So make sure you don't ever forget that. All right. So make sure you say thank you to your parents again. I know you already did, but when you get in the car tonight and you go home, talk to your parents, look them in the eye, tell them thank you, I love you, because that support is not what everybody gets. So from the coaches to parents, thank you so much. Let's have one more round of applause for the parents, please. All right, I'm going to bring up some of my coaches. Unfortunately, Tommy King couldn't be here tonight. I'm going to bring up the first guy, Mr. John Nichols, our defensive coordinator. And our next coach is Mr. Bizon Dees. He worked with quarterbacks, worked with the DBs. He was a great addition to the staff this year as well. Thank you. I do think that it's important to reflect. It's important to appreciate all the hard work that this whole group of guys puts in. Okay, fellas? I'll still make you push boards. I see you in the hallways every day. So, not just that group of young men, but the administration, the group of coaches. What we have at West Bloomfield here is truly special, so make sure you appreciate that. There's plenty of other programs around who would die for the opportunity to be here, so make sure you guys appreciate that. A lot of hard work was put in, and progress was made. Even though our final record didn't really portray how we felt going into every week, that group grew so much from that first day in August until October. Every single week, these guys came back hungrier and hungrier and hungrier. And it showed. And it showed. There's a lot of adversity that they went through as a group. But I think at the end of the day, they made a lot of progress. So before we talk about each individual kid and give out some awards, there's a lot of thank yous. So I'm going to say thank you a lot, so just be patient with me, all right? I'm going to say thank you first to the entire Lake Erie Touchdown Club. This place looks wonderful. You guys are always so communicative during the summer, during the fall. You guys have so much time and effort that's put into this, and it truly shows. Thank you. Mr. and Mrs. Shamaj Morgan, you guys are wonderful, wonderful folks. This program is truly going to miss you. I know you guys will still be around, but thank you guys. Mrs. Henry, Mr. Williams, Ms. Herring, Mr. Ward, Mr. Parker, Mrs. Pecor, Mrs. Broom, Mrs. Harris, Mrs. Tillman, Mr. Davis, Mr. Durham, and I know I forgot somebody, so please do not email me tomorrow. I apologize. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you. First, let's clap it up for the Lake Erie Touchdown Club. Thanks, guys. There are a lot of parent volunteers, so I didn't want to just list all of them. So all the parents, thank you. The one parent I really do want to give a special shout out to was Mr. Herbert. He was one of the very first parents I met, when I became head coach, and he was all about it. He was our film guy. He did a wonderful job. So thank you, Mr. Herbert. Thank you. Same thing goes for all the volunteers, whether you served in the concession stand, supplied game day snacks, or worked on the chain gang, which is the best seat in the house. Make sure you do it. It's wonderful. And also, again, like I said, thank you for driving to and from practices and games. Gas ain't cheap, so I get it. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. The other person I want to make sure does not go unrecognized is Miss Amy, our trainer. She does a wonderful job, wonderful job. I also wanted to thank the administration of West Bloomfield High School as well, Mr. Pierce, all of the athletic office as well. Couple more thank yous. I'm almost done. First, I want to thanks to the varsity coaching staff. They're always very supportive. They're great with feedback. They're great to work with. And sometimes just sitting in the office, swapping stories on Friday night is the best part of the week. The freshman staff, two guys in particular, Coach Earl Shakespeare. When I met Earl, I was like, man, he's got big shoes to fit with Bingham. Well, I think we need bigger shoes now because he just blew those out of the water. So thank you, Coach Earl, as well as Coach Brandon Williams. He did the same thing. Same thing for the freshman program. Whatever I needed. Sometimes he told me stuff that was going on, and I was like, I don't even know that. So he did a wonderful job. So thanks for the varsity coaching staff as well as the freshman staff. Thank you, guys. I also wanted to thank my two guys who could be here tonight, Coach Bijan and Coach Nichols, as well as Coach King. Those guys were great about ideas and feedback and different things we should change and different things, different kids who should go in different spots. They were always supportive. And again, this was a tougher year on the field at times, but knowing that I had all the guys who I knew were going to be there Monday helped a lot. So thank you, guys. I appreciate you. All right, now we're going to bring up the players. So we're going to do the same thing as with the freshman guys. JV guys, if you want to come around here and make a line, we'll get you guys a certificate and some thank yous as well as awards. Thanks, guys. All right, thank you. All right, This is going to go in alphabetical order, so if we're smart enough to figure that out as far as our last names, you guys can go. If not, I'm fine with it. The first guy I'm going to call up is a dude who's never played football before. I met him and he's like, I've never played football. I don't know what I'm doing, but I like to hit people. I said, all right, you're in the right spot. That's Mr. Omar Ahmed. Omar Ahmed. Second guy I want to call up here, somebody who joined a little bit late in the season. He did a wonderful job in practice for us, got hurt, but he was there with his crutches, sitting in the rain and the snow and stuff, and I'm like, dude, you can go home, man, like it's cold. And he's like, I'm going to stay. And that's Mr. Caleb Bell. Hope to see you again next year, Caleb. This next young man, when I first met him, he told me he was a freshman. I said, are you sure? He's like, yeah. I said, okay. And he goes, I'm on JV now. And I said, I'm very happy to see you. A kid that is going to absolutely blow people's minds in the next couple of years. That is Mr. Jeremiah Benson. This next young man, I'm not quite sure if I saw him tonight or not, but he was Mr. Scout Team Award. He wanted the ball every play. It didn't matter how many times Jeremiah tackled him. He wanted the ball. That was Mr. Brian Billingsley. Brian Billingsley. No Brian. The next young man is somebody who, again, always wanted to be coached, always wanted to be watched, always wanted us to tell us he was right around, Mr. Julian Brenner. All right, this next guy I know is here, and he's in the front, and I told him the most important thing you can do during practice this year is every rep, you need to go against Jeremiah. He will make you better. Iron sharpens iron, and there was so much progress between both of them because they went at each other every day. That's Mr. Dwayne Broom. This nice kid loves football. He loves football. I remember I had him in class last year, and it's like February, and he's like, hey, coach, when does practice start? And I'm like, it's February, man. We got a long ways to go. So he loves football, gives an incredible effort, and it's Mr. Josh Bryant. All right, this next young man is not here, but I appreciated him. He made me laugh every day I saw him because he's just goofy. Jordan Bush. This next guy had one of our key plays against Harper Woods. A wonderful display of athleticism and talent and luck. That would be Raymond Crawford. Not here. This next guy, he really stepped up for us. We needed another guy in the backfield to carry the rock. Was always so close to breaking that 60, 70-yard run, but he would either trip over the 50-yard line or his own shoelace. But I love him to death every day, and that's Tyler Davis. This next young man is somebody who, during the summertime, I wasn't quite sure if I was going to see much of him, and then I got to know him more and more. And he did his best job of splitting time between the varsity team and our team, and he was a key cog in what we do offensively. He was a kid we had to get the ball to, and that is Mr. Elijah Durham. Oh, my bad. All right, this next guy, you heard his dad speak earlier. And the first time I met him, he's like, what do I have to do to play? And I was like, okay, well, let's try you out here. Eventually, he worked himself into a place where he felt like he was contributing, always trying to get better, and even playing some running back for us. And he's like, I only know what I'm doing, but there's the hole. I said, okay, let's go. And Mr. Jonathan Edison, he did a wonderful job. All right, this next guy, again, never played football before, but he was out there every day and always gave us a look, tough as nails, Mr. Helmy Elmagar. All right, this next young man may be one of the smartest football players I've ever met. I mean, he reminds me of guys like C.J. Harris, who's at Ohio right now. Just Dylan Tatum, like those types of football IQ and what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to do it. And he did a lot for us. That's Mr. Will Espy. All right, I don't believe he's here. I'll talk to him real quick. Elliot Foreman, I know he's looking into adding another kicker to the elite WB kickers we had the last couple of years. Elliot Foreman, he couldn't be here tonight, but thank you, Elliot. Man, I can't say enough about this next kid. I already saw him talking to Coach Kason and talking about the summer and getting better. But during the summer, we were doing 7-on-7s, and he didn't really know what some routes were, where to line up, and all of a sudden he's starting for us, and one of our better DBs, Mr. Consistent. That's Mr. Makai Harris. Oh, yep, you are here. There you go. Next is Omar Harris, who I did not see. Omar. I'm going to try to speed it up if I don't see him here. Man, the next guy, Mr. Do-It-All. He did everything. He played linebacker, running back, fullback, punter, kicker. I thought about playing quarterback a little bit. Mr. Nate Herbert. Next young man is not here. He probably is the fastest man in Oakland County, or one of the fastest. That's Mr. Devin James. All right, the next young man, he makes me smile. When I saw him today, about 20 yards away, I was already smiling. Always just trying. A great kid to have in the locker room. That's Mr. Nick Mars. Yes. There you go. There you go, Nick. Thank you. This next young man was a guy I got to work with every day. He played a position I played for 6 years. He was somebody who I really look forward to seeing growing in the next couple of years, because he got so much better from week 1 to week 2 in his technique and what he was supposed to do and how he was supposed to do it, and that's Asher McCoy. Next is a young man who played both sides of the ball for us, contributed on special teams, and was always there if you ever needed somebody to fill in for somebody. And that's Charles Michaud. The next person we have up is another freshman, a kid who I can't see growing more and more and more each year. He's got 3 more. He was hurt for some of the season, came back, and he was an immediate impact every time he was there, and that's Mr. Wes Nichols. Okay. Next up was our right tackle, a kid I looked at the first day. I'm like, you got to be in the field somewhere, man. You were one of the biggest kids we got, and he learned so much, and he got so good at asking questions and what the right question was. And every time he came off the field in offense, he would tell me what was going on without me having to go find him, and that's Isaiah Peck. When I think of this next young man, I think of toughness. There were some games I was like, man, I'm not sure if you should be out there. And he's like, no, you're not taking me off the field. Had conversations with Mom, so we were both on the same page with things. But man, he loves football. He wants to be out there. One of the most positive kids out there too, Tyler Pomeroy. Next up is we have another kid had never played football before. Somebody who always came out, busted his butt, always asked questions, always there, always showed up, which is a hard thing to do, all right, when you're having a tough season. But he got significantly better every week. That's Landing Sanyang. This next young man is somebody who played a lot for us on defense throughout the year, got better and better and better, and he's just one tough SOB who's just there. He also dances during timeouts, which is kind of odd, but it's his thing. That's Mr. Ryan Schwartz. This next man, he was our quarterback. And when I say a quarterback, every adjective, descriptor you can think about a quarterback, that's exactly what he is. He was a leader in the huddle. He was a leader on the field, off the field, in the locker room. He was the kid that if I knew if I was going to be late or there was going to be a coach around, he was the kid I know would be the one there to get these guys going. And he's a freshman, so he's got 3 more years here. Jamal Shakespeare. And our last player tonight, a kid who I kind of think of him as Tyler's brother sometimes. The one they kind of look alike. They're tough as nails. They never want to come off the field. There every day, always trying his hardest, always looking for an edge. Mr. Peyton Williams. You guys can go sit back down. You guys can go sit back down. We'll call up individual awards here in just a second, okay? I'm almost done, I promise. What up? Oh, not bad. There you go. Yep. All right, we have a couple awards here. I'm going to do the first couple. I'll let each coach do one as well, and then we'll get to the MVP as the last one. First guy, again, when I met him, I was shocked to hear that he was going to be on our team. And honestly, I don't throw out too many comparisons like this, but the first time he hit me with his hands, I was like, whoa. I haven't felt that since Amir was a freshman. He's just a kid that I think is just going to grow so much. Skill-wise, and somebody who he brought it every day, and there were some tough games, and you could tell after those tough games that it burned him in his soul. And every time I say, we need to use this, use it as fuel, not just for next week, but also the off season. He's somebody I'm really excited to see grow within the program, and that's Mr. Jeremiah Benson for defensive line MVP. All right, the next guy is another dude, the dude who was always next to him, always going at it. And I put them in as many drills as I possibly could against each other, and they never backed down, ever. A kid that I think has so much potential, a kid I see laugh and smile in the hallway every day. He's always positive. He's there to have fun, but he's also there to be physical and to be exactly what I want to be. And that's MVP for offensive line is Dwayne Broom. All right, this next award, this one This one was, when I read the description, an easy choice. When we talked about it as coaches, he was the first name that came up, somebody that we thought, whenever we needed something, I looked at this kid. And he's like, I got you. All right? When we had some quarterback issues near the end of the year as far as injuries, and he went in a rain-soaked game against Oxford, and I was like, so what do you not know? He goes, Coach, I know everything. I said, you know everything? I said, because I'm going to call everything. He goes, I know everything. I said, okay. And he did a wonderful job. He was a kid who we relied on more and more down the stretch. I'm really excited to see what he does. And this is Mr. Will Espy.
Yep. Good evening. So for our defensive MVP, we had a lot of really talented players on this team and a lot of kids that contributed a lot. But one of the things we had on this team was we had a lot of injuries. We had a lot of guys that were banged up. So our defensive MVP, not only was he a talented kid that made a lot of plays, but he was always there for us. He was very consistent. So we didn't let him come off the field on offense. We didn't let him come off the field on defense, because if we did, there was a huge difference in our offensive and defensive lines if he ever left the field. So he made a lot of impact plays for us all year, super consistent, played every game. Appreciate him. I thought Varsity was going to steal him several times throughout the year. But our defensive MVP for 2022, Jeremiah Benson.
So this kid, basically, Coach Landon already spoke on him. For those that don't know, I'm Coach Bijan again. This is my first year with this establishment. Well, I have been at West Bloomfield before. I did graduate. This is my alma mater. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little nervous up here. But basically, this kid is my first year coaching. Coach Grice told me to put him up under my wing. He made my job just so easy. I was the quarterback's coach, and pretty much this is like Coach Landon told you guys. Like this kid, anything you wanted from him, just unquestioned leader. I remember in the summer, after we'd be doing some workouts and whatnot, and then he coming up to me, tapping, oh yeah, Coach, I'm ready whenever you need me. I'm looking like, who is this kid? And of course it's Jamal Shakespeare is the offensive MVP.
Alrighty, to conclude our award section here for the JV football team of 2022, this kid, he'll probably be the first to tell you, as would his dad, that there were times in the sideline me and him would not have the best moments. And it's because he always wanted the football. And I'm like, hey, there's only one, dude. There's only one ball, you know? But he always wanted it. But that's exactly what you want your playmakers to want. They want the ball. All right? Whether it was 3rd and 1 or 4th and 25, he's like, give me the ball. All right? Which at times I was like, it's 4th and 1. We're probably not going to throw the ball right now, okay? But he always wants the ball. He works incredibly hard. He grew, I think, not just as an athlete, but also as an individual. He pushed himself every day. He was in constant communication with us. He was a great kid to have. And that's Mr. Elijah Durham for your 2022 MVP. We're going to give it up one more time for the award winners in the JV of 2022. Thank you guys. Have a good night.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Kyle. You know, it's very important that your feeder program, your freshman, your JV program are successful. And these past few years, one thing I can say about our program is that we do a good job with our freshmen and JV players. So when they move up to varsity, they're prepared, they know the system, they know the program. So thank you very much, coaches, from the freshmen and JV for doing what you do. Appreciate you. All right, let's get this varsity going. We're gonna make this quick. Varsity coaches, come on up here, line up right here, okay? Appreciate it. All right, can we have our varsity players come on up? Let's give these guys a hand. 2022 West Bloomfield Varsity Football Team. No, you guys take it right there. Give it to Ivy on that hand. Yeah. I'm gonna read the names off. Some of the players are not here, but I'm gonna read them off anyway. We got Trenton Ellison, Jaden Ellis, Tyler Amori, Jackson Azu, Jameer Benjamin, LeVar Carter, Caleb Cardell, Terrence Daniels, Xavier Davis, Brandon Davis Swain, Khalil Durant, Adrian Epps, he's not here, Kaza Fazal, Stephen Fountain, Jonathan Gabriel, Robert Harris, Noah Harrison, Reginald Hayes, Dallin Henry, Amir Herring, Darion Hicks, DeAndre Hill, Christian Hood, Kiera Hughes, Jalen Jackson, Kari Jackson, Jamar Johnson, Montel Johnson, Kenneth Jones III, Ryan Croftermeyer, Elliot Cujo, is he here? Lyle Massey, Muhammad Menacey, Samaj Morgan, Marquise Morris, Khalid Muhammad, Zarian Moto, Rick Nance, Blake Nelson, Noah Knuckles, Jason Awi, Sean Owens. Blair Parker. Bryce Parker. Brody Pacur. Ralph Rogers. Bryce Rowe. Blake Simmons. Brandon Smith. Jeremiah Smith. Joshua Tate. Craig Tillman. Joshua Tillman. Justin Tyler. Jonathan Voorhees. Alexander Walton. Justin Ward. And last but not least, Lorenzo Williams. Okay. And Elijah Durham. And Dante Pippen. All right. I guess Elijah, we're on 2 teams today, huh? That's good. This is your 22 football team here for West Bloomfield. Give the guys a hand. You guys can have a seat. Next we're going to do is our special awards. You know, these special awards are very important to the program because it identifies players who was exceptional this year, and this was voted on by our coaching staff. All right? So I just want to bring up some guys up here now. Where is it at? Just a second. Okay, first award, what we're going to do is the position coach going to acknowledge the person and give out the award. Ivy, come on up here right quick. Ivy's going to give the award for the most defensive lineman player MVP for the defensive line. Say a few words as you go.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming. This first award goes to defensive line. Just a quick few words about this gentleman. I gave him a hard time as soon as he came to varsity. Those of you who might know me, I'm not really here to make friends or acquaintances with your sons. My job is to build men, and that's first and foremost. Football is so small part of your life. The character and the attributes that you use in football, that's what's going to supersede. So that's what I always try to keep in mind when I'm coaching my guys. But this gentleman, I gave him a hard time, but he responded at every step, and this year was a prove-it year for him. He knew if he did not do what he needed to do, we were not going to be at the level we needed to be at as a defensive line. But he came through, he played well, he knew the playbook, he did everything we asked him to do and then some. So the defensive line MVP goes to Xavier Davis.
Okay, stay up here. All right, the next award goes out to our most valuable defensive player. Oh, wait. Now, we have 2 this year. We have a co-defensive MVP. We felt that both of them deserve it. They both was opportunities for them. And I'm happy these guys got this award. They did a great job for us this year, and we're going to make it happen for them. All right, Ivy, come on up here again.
All right, so back again. Now, this individual, I always know that a player's going to reach the next level when I fight with him in summer camp. So anytime there's yelling and screaming and cursing at each other in camp, I know if he comes back tomorrow, he's somebody I can count on. So this guy, I always try to get him to understand that, yes, you have ability, yes, you have talent, but your work ethic and your attention to detail is what's going to help you get to the next level. His talent has never been a question. His ability has never been a question. But I wanted him to pay attention to detail so he can play and maximize his skill set, not only here, but at the next level. And he did that and then some, played through injury, played through discomfort, really got his teammates to play at a higher level. So one of the co-defensive MVPs this year goes to Brandon Davis Swain.
All right, my name is Coach Shakeway. I coach the linebackers at West Bloomfield High. I'm presenting the second half of this award, co-defensive MVP. And, this award goes to a guy who really played for us for the first 6 games of the year. Unfortunately, went down with an injury. But while he was out there for those 6 games, there was no question that this award, would be someone, this is something that he would be achieving within the next couple of years, whether it's this year or next year, as a junior. So he played an exceptional football in the first 6 games of the year. Obviously went down with injury, but it was that injury when he wasn't on the field that really showed us the value that he had to this team. Not having him out on the field, Coach Grice and I racked our brains for different personnel packages, different schemes. How are we going to replace this kid? And the reality of it is we weren't going to replace him. And so the value of Mr. Kari Jackson, come on up, was never going to be replaced. Right? And in just those 6 games, Kari was able to achieve Dream Team, First Team, and All Team for All Conference, okay, just in 6 games. So, like I said, he's just a junior. Mr. Brandon Davis Swain is just a junior. We've got a lot of good things coming for these guys and for our defense the next season as well. So, Mr. Kari Jackson.
Zach Rise, could you come up? John, could you come up? This next award goes to our most outstanding offensive lineman. And this person here has been with us for, 3 years now. But I'm going to ask John and offensive coaches to come out and say a few words about this young man.
Okay. When it comes to football, there might be an argument here, but there's only one set of true athletes on the football field. These guys do battle every single day, every single play. They don't get that time off. They don't get to go stand over here and do nothing. They work their tails off, especially with me as a coach. Season ends, come January, we're back at it. We go nonstop 365 days a year. That all being said, after doing this 30-some years, this job gets a little, not disheartening, but gets a little bit run-drunk. Well, this young man is one of the reasons that brought my coaching back. He showed up he might not want to be there, trust me, but he showed up every single day to work. Pouting, dragging his ass, whatever it took, but he showed up. And this guy excelled in every level there is. You want me to call him off or you want the other guys to talk to? Dallin Henry. You're right.
Okay, this next award is Most Outstanding Offensive Player. And it's always hard for me to present these rewards because it's an MVP award. And in my opinion, every single player on this team is a valuable player. All right, nobody can do it on their own. Football is the ultimate team game. But sometimes you get that one kid when you just know. All right, sometimes you see him at an early age, and you're like, that's the next kid that's going to lead us to a state championship. Now, unfortunately, this year we fell short, but we had some great moments, all right? And this kid supplied many of those great moments. So I don't really have the words to describe what this kid can do because, honestly, I can't believe it. You know, he was well on his way to breaking every single receiving record we had at the school. We've had some great receivers, outstanding receivers, all right? We were, like, known for that. And this kid was set to shatter them all. Unfortunately, we shattered pinky finger on a quarterback, and he had to become one of our quarterbacks. And he had a good run. He kind of led us to an 8-1 regular season. Unfortunately, the only thing that could really stop him was a fractured wrist and kind of sent us home a little bit early. But Samaj Morgan, you were the best offensive player we had.
All right. This next award, we have a co-coaches award. What that means for most people, that means this person has showed character on the football field, had good academic grades. They just good people. They're coachable. They like to do the right thing. And when you talk to them, hey, they don't give you no back talk. They don't give you none of that. And these two guys we're about to show today are the perfect fit for the Coaches Award. So on defense, we're going to have Coach Dickerson come up and say a few things and who this person is. Come on, Dickerson.
Woo! All right. How y'all doing? Good. All right. What up, dog? Yeah. All right. So for this next young man, he's been playing for me for 2 years now. As you all may know, we pride ourselves in the defensive backfield. I'm with these young men 365 days of the year, every day. We're getting better. I do my own training tutorials with these guys, and they show up to get better. When we do travel 7-on-7, we going around the country, getting better, taking college visits, whatever it takes to get my young men, because I only coach the DBs, the corners, to the next level, I'm going to do it for them, right? And I pride myself on this. But this next young man exemplifies DBU. He's been one of the most coachable young men that I ever had. And he's following the footsteps of some past players who went Division I and doing some great things right now. He currently holds a 3.8 GPA at West Bloomfield High School. I believe he's taking AP English Lane this semester. He made a decision to commit to the University of Stanford. That's right, he's going to the University of Stanford right now. Mom, do we know for sure whatever we're gonna do? All right. He has offer from Northwestern, but he's an academic guy, and so Jameer Benjamin, please come receive your award, boy. Jameer is wearing Gucci.
All right. This is another one of those co-awards, one offense, one defense. So the Coaches Award is one of those awards we give to somebody who does things the right way. Likeable players, Maybe they don't put up the stats because they buy into the blocking, which is a huge part of football, and they're just good team playing kids. All right, so this kid, I felt bad last year because, I try to reward kids for blocking, and sometimes, when the game's not in question anymore, if they've done their job, we try to get them in the end zone. I try to do that with all of my running backs. And last year, his last play of the season, he snapped his arm, and I felt bad. I had to live with that for like the next 7 months, and all I wanted to do was have him score. Now, had I known he was going to have the year he had this year, I never would have force-fed it to him last year because Ralph Rogers, he was a fullback mainly, but when we started giving the ball, he averaged over 10 yards a carry, 4 touchdowns. He was the man.
Okay, this next award, wow, is our most valuable player. And this award is very special to the program because it tells a lot about the person who wins this. If you win the MVP at West Bloomfield, not only that you succeeded on the football field, but you was excellent off the field as well. It's about character, it's about discipline. And this young next person we're about to announce did it all for us. He was on, he's on the offensive line. He really led us. He's a 2-year captain. He done a lot for this program. He's one of the guys going to be here on time. And I'd like to welcome you guys to the 2022 MVP for West Bloomfield football program, Amir Herring. We have some coaches. We have a particular coach who really worked with Amir throughout the season, did a good job with him communicating, and that's Coach Zach want to come up and say a few words.
I'm Zach Gilbert. I coach the quarterbacks here, and gosh, I've been doing it for a long time, a lot longer than it feels like. And I'm going to say a couple things about Amir because he deserves it. And to be honest, what I'm going to say about him has nothing to do with football. Okay, if you've been to our games the last 4 years, he's been a starter. You've seen the kid play football, or you've seen the clips on whether it's Instagram, Twitter, wherever, where he's taking some like grown-sized man and moving him 30 yards down the field, right? Quick story: last probably winter or spring, when we were kind of shut down. If you remember, a year ago, like we had all that COVID stuff. The high school was actually closed for 2 weeks. And we had a lot of college coaches that were able to like come in and like work the kids out in the middle of the day because we didn't have school. So I don't know, blessing in a storm. And this guy was there from the University of Indiana, and he was watching Amir kind of go through agility drills, and he kind of walked over to me and he said, tell me about that kid. Is he a good kid? And I looked at him like, him? Like that kid? So I was like, yeah. Like, let me tell you this. I asked the coach. I was like, hey, do you have any kids? And he said, yeah, I got a 4-year-old daughter. And I said, when you leave here today, you would trust that kid to watch your 4-year-old daughter if you went like out of town for a week with your wife, right? That's all I can tell you about that kid, right? You would trust your daughter with that kid if you got to know him. And he's like, all right, that's all I needed to know. Okay, so the only other thing I'll say about Amir, all like our younger guys that are back over there, whether you're a freshman, you're on JV, you're a sophomore, I hope you've been watching this kid, because everything that you're supposed to do during the school day, that's what he does, okay? And, I mean, I know our juniors and all the other kids on varsity, you got a front row seat, you saw it, and if you haven't been watching that kid, you got 2 weeks, because everything you're supposed to do is what he does every single day, and that's really all I can say. So I'm happy for you, Amir. Congratulations.
Welcome you guys. Thank you for everything you have done for us, and we will continue this to the next level. For you guys seniors out there, hey, listen, some of you guys gonna go on to the next level and do great things. Some of you guys gonna go out and go to college and do great things. Some of you guys gonna go in the work field and do great things. The most important thing you always gonna remember is your experience that you had for 4 years here at West Bloomfield. And I'd like to thank each and one of you guys for giving us your all for these last 4 years in terms of our seniors. So thank you guys, thank the parents, thank you for helping us, supporting us, and making sure these guys are here at practice well-equipped and got everything they need. Thank you very much. No, you go. Y'all doing it. All right, next we want to do is some special recognitions. Throughout the week, our players play each week. And guess who's looking at them? The media, the coaches, college coaches, and you hear some guys won all conference, all region, and so forth. So this next period is to recognize those young men who succeeded after the season and be recognized for their success and recognized for their efforts. I'm gonna have Coach Zach and Dickerson come up here together and do that as a tag team.
All right, first we're going to call off guys that were all conference. That's the OAA, so that's like the league that we belong in. And we got a handful of them, but these guys were all league, all conference. That's Brandon Davis Swain, Adrian Epps, Dallin Henry, Amir Herring, Kari Jackson, Kenneth Jones III, Samaj Morgan, Rick Nance, and Deontay Pippin. That's all state.
I do our region. You want me to do our region?
All right, these next young men for the 2022 season made all region. You can come up when your name is called. The first person is Jameer Benjamin. The next man is already on the stage, Brandon Davis Swain, Robert Harris, Amir Herring. And then the last young man I'm announced, I just want to say something really fast about this young man because he dear to my heart and he did it all for this program. And if you go back and watch the Southfield game, he was a two-way threat for us. And he damn near won us the football game. I'm just be quite frank. He stepped at the defensive back when he needed to. But Deontay Pippin, let's go.
Next, we got our first of 3 tiers of all-state performers. There's different publications and organizations that give these things out. But our first all-state with the Coaches Association in the entire state of Michigan, that would be defensive back Jameer Benjamin, defensive end Brandon Davis Swain, offensive lineman Amir Herring, wide receiver / running back / quarterback / safety / punt returner Samaj Morgan / punter. Little side note, me and Coach Rise keep the record books for the West Bloomfield program. We got these school records since 1974. Samaj had the second best punting season of anybody in school history this year. And last but not least, the Coaches Association All-State was Deontay Pippin.
All right, this next selection is Dream Team First Team. Jameer Benjamin, Brandon Davis Swain, Amir Herring, Kari Jackson, and Samaj Morgan, the Jukebox Jr.
We got a couple to go. This is our Dream Team Honorable Mention All-State team, which is usually between the News and the Free Press and MLive, the media publications. That was 3 people: Rick Nance, Kenneth Jones III, and Coach Tyrese Grice.
All right, this next award goes to a great young man who will be playing on, is it ESPN? All right, January 3rd. All right, I'm gonna catch my flight January 2nd down there, and I'll be down there from the 2nd through the 4th in Orlando, Florida, to support this young man. But your Under Armour All-American, Amir Herring.
Yeah, except for these. I was gonna say one thing about it. All right, I know we have been here a while, and we are very close to done. But unfortunately for you guys, there's a couple microphones in front of me, and there's just one thing that I kind of have to say. If you guys don't know, I do teach in the building, and I think I'm with these kids more than I'm with my wife, right? I mean, it's like at least 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a day. And it's great. Like, I love it. They keep me young. They keep me, like, going most of the time when I'm not, you know, they're not driving me crazy. But it's a lot of fun, okay? And part of that is when anytime you teach a bunch of high schoolers, you get into these arguments about sports and different eras and this and that. And a couple weeks ago, I came across something on social media, and it was really cool to see. It was this list of this compilation of the top 100 ranked high school recruits in the state of Michigan since the year 2000. And that was really cool for me. For someone that, like, I saw guys that I played against, played with, some guys that I coached. Brandon was on that list. Donovan Edwards was on that list. Lance Dixon was on that list. And you see all these guys you've seen on TV for years. It was really kind of cool to see. And as I'm scrolling through it, as you do with lists, to see, like, who's going to be number one, and I got there, and to be honest, my heart sunk a little bit, because I had kind of forgotten about Charles Rogers, okay? And I was trying to think, if you guys are, like, my age or older, you probably remember that guy from Saginaw, Michigan, went to Michigan State, the Detroit Lions. And I was trying to think, like, I argue with these guys all the time about different players from different eras. How in the world can I describe to these kids how good Charles Rogers was at football, right? So my brain immediately went to track and field times, because you can't lie about those. It's nobody's opinion. You are what you are. You run the race. When you finish, you get a time, right? So I could show these guys, look, Charles Rogers was 6'3", ran a 10.2 in the 100-meter dash. I mean, like, this guy was Randy Moss, right? But, and I left it open on my phone in case I forgot, if you Google Charles Rogers track, the first two things that come up are, you know, it's a common name. Some kids that have those names, there's two of them, one in Texas, one in Oklahoma, I think, and it has all of their current track times. There's the Wikipedia page for Charles Rogers, because he was a professional athlete. And the first news story said, former Saginaw track star Charles Rogers found dead. He never knew he was loved. Okay? That's the headline. Now, you can go and look it up. It's a really sad story. Like, if we lived through it, you saw that guy's rise to fame, right? And you saw, like, I guess how abruptly it ended. That's why my heart initially sank, because I knew that was a sad story. But then, when you search it up, and that's what you see as a headline, I need to make sure that everybody here, I don't know what's going to happen to you in your life, but that's not going to be true for you. Everybody here, no matter where you go, you are cared for and you are loved. I need you guys to hear that, okay? Because I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I mean, we all wish for great things for you guys, and I really hope the world for you. But when you see something like that, someone who really had it all, right? You think they had it all, and the way it can turn out for you, I don't know. I can't decide much, but there's one thing I can control, and that's to make sure all of you guys that leave here, you know you were cared for and you were loved. So I do thank you guys and appreciate you for everything. Thanks.
You guys go down. You guys go ahead. Well, we got a few more minutes left before we close this thing out. I just want to do a special thanks to a few people. Yes. Can I have the Morgans to come up here for a minute? Any other parents in the parent club? Could you please rise? Anybody in the parent club, please rise. First of all, I'd like to thank you. You did a tremendous job, especially when we had our meals. When we had our meals, Ms. Morgan was there every Friday, 3:30 like clockwork, providing meals. I just want to let you know that we appreciate you both, especially you, Ms. Morgan, for being there, supportive, getting what we need. I'm quite sure these players out here can say the same thing. Guys, give her a hand. And Mr. Morgan, we appreciate your support. You out there like clockwork. You out there doing what you need to do. You organize the parent organization. Because you got to understand, in the past, we never had that. We rarely had that connection between the parents and the coaches. So this was really our first, or maybe our second year, going in our first year, where we truly had organized, functional parent organization. And I contributed to the Morgans, and I contributed to the rest of the parent, particularly the board, the Parkers, Nancy, you guys. Nancy, thank you very much for coming out, helping with the food. Mr. Fountain, where you at? Thank you very much. You guys is very helpful doing the things you do. I really appreciate you guys because it takes a village. It takes a village. And in the hearings, I appreciate you guys for all the support. Okay. Ms. Broom, Ms. P. Court, everybody. I can't name everybody, but thank you. All right? All right. Appreciate it.
Oh, boy.
But every year, John, every year we have players get injured, right? Every year we got guys hurt. This year was a lot of people that was injured. And you know what? We have a young lady here. Amy, could you please stand up? Anybody who dealt with Amy in the training room, come to the center. Anybody that was injured and Amy took care of you, her and her staff, come right up here. Right in front. As you can see, we had a lot of guys injured. Amy did a great job making sure our boys get back on the field. Let's bring all the seniors up here. Can I have my seniors up here?
Hey, seniors.
22, all the seniors, come up here, right in front. Come up front. All seniors, 2023, come up front. Guys, I just want to let you know we appreciate the leadership. We appreciate your commitment to the program. This is your last year playing football at West Bloomfield. I wish you guys the best of success, and you're always welcome to come back to West Bloomfield. And most importantly, man, always give back. If you see a lot of these coaches, they give back because they love this game, but most importantly, they love you. And I just want to let you know, guys, I thank you, I love you all, and I appreciate you, and wish you guys the best of success in the future. And listen, make it happen. Whatever you do in life, make it happen. But believe in yourself more than anything, because at the end of the day, it's up to you to make it happen. It's not your parents can't do it for you, your coach can't do it for you, your friends can't do it for you. That commitment has to be by you and only you. In order for you to make it in life, man, you got to make chances, you got to take chances, you got to take risks, and you got to go out there and do it. So 2023 is a great year for you guys. continued success and continue doing what you're doing. And thank you once again for being a Laker, an L-boy for the last 4 years. Appreciate you. We have your poster here, the banner.
In the bag.
In the bag. Yep. You want to close it up? Okay. Thank you, and thank you for coming to our banquet.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the banquet. Thank y'all so much for coming out. Miss Raina Harris, please stand up, please. Miss Raina Harris, let's give her a big round of applause. Great job, Miss Harris. We love you. Thanks to the West Bloomfield board. You guys are awesome. We have some vacancies on our board. If you'd like to join the board, you can give me a call, shoot me an email. I'll give you a call back and let you know what spots are available. Thank you. God bless and good night.